We're going to do a very, very quick rundown of the patch notes. I will probably post this separately. So if you're watching this right now, hello. Make sure you subscribe to me, subscribe to yourself most importantly, okay? Self-love is important these days. So we're going to do a quick rundown. Okay, we went over the Supreme Court briefing on the TikTok situation. Okay, TikTok is an American It is in America and operated slash maintained here on our soil. China owns controlling stake of TikTok at 58%. TikTok has been compliant with government requests. Okay. Government scared of China. Government finds TikTok in violation of an act passed earlier last year. 1925, TikTok must be compliant or face shutdown in the USA. So essentially, um, China has a much higher controlling stake than what is currently allowed thanks to the act passed by the US, which allows for 20%. So they essentially have to sell off 38% of what they have um, to be compliant with those laws, or Congress votes again and overturns said law, um, forcing, TikTok being what it is. TikTok has not been found guilty or even been alleged to selling and pushing its own Chinese influence propaganda. So, both data and propaganda and any sort of manipulation behind the algorithm has not been proven, has barely been alleged. Several social media have been found to control propaganda and mis and disinformation. This includes all your news networks, all your social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, fucking whatever you like to use, YouTube, Twitch. Government allowed underage kids to have sexual parts removed. This was on a point to where they said that uh, they want to protect minors because they can be exposed to harmful content. Yet they allowed this to happen. Oh, also, the government also allowed drag shows with sexually explicit themes. They also allowed this to happen. Oh, wait. Government not regulating any other forms of media. Haha, that's funny. That's when I showed, you can go check it out in the video if you want, but this is when I showed the YouTube Kids, where they have very, very dark and terrible content being shown to children on the daily with 30 plus million views. Taiwan is promoted on the TikTok. This was on a point where they said that it would promote that Taiwan is part of China. Taiwan is promoted on TikTok as an independent country to go and visit, and many other things. It also did show that there was discussion about Taiwan being part of China, one namely discussion by a US scholar saying that Taiwan has always been part of China and blah blah blah, we need to stay out of their affairs and whatever. TikTok is for younger people. This was at a point where they were like, no, this TikTok is too popular with young kids. No fucking shit. Okay, the attention span is low for young people, which is why it is popular among younger people. Short form content favorable for young people. Yeah, that's the whole point. The government is old and stupid. You can't even tell me I'm wrong. Like fucking three of them were in the hospital a few weeks ago because they had strokes and shit. Heart attacks. Barely alive. Fuck's sake. Search up Bernie Sanders. Social media results are the same. If I look up anything on any social media, the results are the same. Nothing is exclusive or over promoted on any platform. Government says China may push videos that promote an agenda damaging the American public. The government is guilty of promoting damaging content to the American public. In case anybody forgot about COVID-19, that was a thing. Hashtag fucking end of Twitter. Um, this was a very important time here in the U.S. Um, yeah, but the key word here is may push. They haven't pushed shit, and they won't push shit because they can't. Because it's not how the algorithm works. You would know that if you weren't a fucking boomer, okay? Plethora of ways China may access American data. This was another point of contention. They said that American data would be at risk. Considering that China has a controlling stake in fucking 99% of the companies that operate here in the US, uh, they always have access to our data at any point in time. Namely, some other like AMC, General Motors, what else? Pretty much Temu. If you bought anything off Temu, your shit is over in China now. Enjoy that. Um, Anytime you get anything from overseas through a Chinese company, that data is now in their possession. And I also cited the fact that the government allowed a massive leak of our data, like 2.9 like billion files of our data, our personal data, social security, birthdays, fucking addresses, fucking phone numbers, all that leaked. Massive leak. It was all over the news. Okay, but social security numbers is the important one. This is the one that your entire identity is tied to. Okay, so you can't fucking call out China when you're the biggest problem. Okay, innocent until proven guilty. Okay, like I said, nothing has been brought as evidence against TikTok in this case. It is all barely alleged. TikTok as a platform is not protected by the First Amendment. TikTok is trying to argue that their platform is protected by the First Amendment. It is not. Your company has no First Amendment rights. The content on TikTok is protected. Any form of speech is protected under the Constitution of freedom of speech. It also is protected under the freedom of expression, okay? Those are very specific freedoms in the US for very specific reasons. Their argument was that China does not have those same freedoms. That is true. However, it doesn't fucking matter because they're operating in the US. When you operate in the US, you have no choice but to abide by US Constitution. TikTok is operated, maintained, and managed in the US. This is a point that came up again, but it was earlier. I just kind of threw it up there. Now, it's a very specific that it is literally a United States owned, well not owned, but operated business. Okay, all the way through from its staff all the way up to the higher ups. It is all here in California. Okay. TikTok only shows what the user engages and watches on their platform. This is very need to know because this is how the algorithm works. The case is baseless and the government is stupid. Obviously, we knew the government was stupid. We also know the government is untrustworthy. So uh, that's the biggest point here is you really got to look at it and you got to say, what rights are we going to lose? Because anytime the government pulls a case like this, when it has to do with speech or anything like that, um, you have to very closely analyze it. So this was a short version of what I recorded earlier today. So you will not see that video. I mean, and maybe I'll post it just to post it, but I went through everything on that previous video. Maybe I'll condense it down or something and I'll release that video as well. But this one is a much more streamlined and progress based fucking video of that one. Because the first one I just rambled for so fucking long and I pulled up different sites, different sources, all that shit. I kind of did that here, but I tried to condense it a little bit more. So, uh, yeah, hour and 40-minute long video discussing the case. So, uh, without further ado, that is going to be it for me. So make sure you subscribe to me, subscribe to you. Most importantly, self love is important these days, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be it for this video. So I very much appreciate you, and I appreciate anyone who takes the time to sit through this very long video. It's good to be informed. Like I said, this is going to be a separate video. So if you want to watch the longer form video, go ahead and do that. But, uh, you know, that's going to be it for me. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you. Bye bye.